All right, I want to document what is the abrupt arrival of the impossible light activity, speaking to the real-time monitoring that the people of the state and the state are indeed engaged in. This is not the natural environment. You're looking at what's supposedly a cloudy day. As soon as I begin capturing the series of screenshots, which you will see uploaded to the Google Drive, and those are captured, it's 10:34 in the morning, so you'll see the timestamps on those screenshots, documenting Monique, who is group stalking inside of my office, documenting speaker companies who are engaged in federal stalking on the venue of the internet, creating facilitating activity while I am subject to group stalking and state surveillance in the workplace by the people of the state. Including speaker company's employee, third-party group stalker Carla Lopez. And as I'm documenting this via screen images, I'm inside my apartment, and you have the documentation, which is speaking to what is real-time terrorism. This demonic environment suddenly arrives, okay? It's not even the natural environment. The entity is keeping the light source literally over an entirely different location, which is the body of evidence, right, that is speaking to the pattern of conduct. And the entity is literally, it arrives, it just appears as you are in real-time engagement in the documentation, okay? This is speaking to, again, the real-time knowledge that the entity, the demon-possessed, are maintaining while they're monitoring you as well. This is speaking to the real-time knowledge of where I'm at in my apartment while demons such as Chelsea Cummings, again, are contacting me while they have moved from the crime scene, remain a part of the entity, engaging in an ongoing sex offense, monitoring me while I'm capturing the light source, which is the demonic imitation of a natural environment, where this engineered light was on this wall earlier this morning. You have what is the engineered light and the light source while Carla Lopez, this is what I'm documenting, he's engaged in a sex offense under the guise of what is being an employee for a third-party company, also monitoring on the venue of the internet in violation of Title 18, 22618 subsections 1 and 2, in concert with the entity that is engaging in group stalking via helicopter, not only while I'm in my private space with Carla Lopez, who was engaging in what is using something having to do with a third-party company, the malicious engagement in the same exact criminal system, while that hallmark of stalking engagement in the criminal elements of monitoring via helicopter are underway. So he's monitoring me and doing so as a third-party group stalker that works with the target individual. That is an unlawful threat to your life while you're in the workplace. You have a right to not be subject to that sort of threat by the entity that's actually monitoring you and the entity that's hiding under the guise of some company name. That's what Speaker Companies is. Monica Chung is monitoring me inside of her apartment while the entity is sounding helicopter activity as well. Silverview Townhomes is monitoring as the entity is flying over that apartment as I look out of my window to show you what is the state that flies out of view, but yet you can hear the helicopter activity. This is the pattern of conduct that's coinciding with the impossible light activity that you'll see inside of the staircase outside of my apartment. Also, while Carla Lopez is walking out of my apartment downstairs, he remains on the property right now. So I want to make sure I document that. This is terrorism. Remember, this is the specific environment. While you are subject to what is, I want you to see the double shadows here. This is one shadow. This is another shadow. This is terrorism. While the entity is engaging in what is appearing on, this is the demonic. As you capture that, that is the evidence, not only the criminal pattern of conduct, the pattern of conduct is terrorism in operation by a government. So while this creepy light just appears and then disappears, that's the pattern of the demon possessed, and it's also directly relevant. And it is probative. It is also revealing to the real-time knowledge about the demon-possessed, the people of the state and the state, knowing everything that you're doing, including on a communication device. That is literally the method of surveillance. It's never occurring, for example, when the light source, as a matter of documentation, is over the Fontana Lewis Library. It's not outside of my living room window. And that's how that analysis goes. When it's remaining over me, when I'm in Pomona and I'm capturing the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department at 9:03 in the morning, I remain in Pomona. I don't get back on Route 61 until around 11 o'clock. The light source is not outside of my window. It's never going to be outside of my window because the entity is rising that light source over me at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts, remaining over me as I travel on Route 61 West on Holt Boulevard, remains over me as I travel, and the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department and the Pomona Police Department are group stalking in the path as I documented March 22nd, 2022, daylight savings time. It's never outside of the window of 1806 North Alvarado Street. The entity is maintaining a light source over me while I then get back on Route 61 Omnitrans, being prosecuted while the entity is providing this light activity because it shows what Omnitrans and the people of the state and the government was doing on that day. That's why you document it. While you are witnessing this, what I'm showing you, it's prosecution for terrorism. And let me be clear, no company has ever faced what is the immeasurable amount of damages for engaging in what is terrorism with the state of California, with any public entity engaged in public corruption. That is an amount of damages that you cannot measure, okay? And it is that which is designed to punish and deter. Terrorism in this country, state surveillance, is not tolerated in this country. Okay, so I want to be clear. It is currently 10:39 a.m. This is P.O.C. It is directly relevant. Monique, whose image and license plate is documented, she's engaging in this state terrorism. And the entity is engaging in what is the elements of monitoring while you're jingling keys in my office, while you're present in the path in the specific environment. As demonic as that, all right? That light activity is remaining while demons are in your path, just appearing and disappearing, especially while they know that you're documenting their demonic imitation of the natural environment, using what are their communication devices to operate mine, also using it as a method of light activity, which is what that demon going by the name of Monique, who's in custody of a minor child, by the way, that's what I also documented about her, while she comes onto the ground participating in this state terrorism that I'm subject to in the workplace. It is currently 10:40 a.m. This is P.O.C. I want to be clear. Carla Lopez is going to federal prison. This is ongoing impunity by a third party. Let me be clear. The entity is not only monitoring, they know every step of the documentation. So he is absolutely worthy of going to federal prison. Continuously engaging in the state system is no evidence of ignorance or the fact that you're not a group stalker. That's not what the evidence is demonstrating. And nor is it under any circumstances even reasonable. You are fully documented and surrounded by a body of evidence, and you're engaged in surveillance on the venue at the internet, the entity continuously engaging in that, and systematically so as a third-party group stalker working for a third-party company at the specific environment, okay? At the facilitating venue, you are going to federal prison. And that's impunity as I'm documenting, and I am again subject to that threat to my life by a demon-possessed third-party group stalker who thought that they could hide their identity and their criminal conduct by working for the company. That is the third party at the venue. That is the crime scene in concert with the state that's maintaining vicarious presence through him. Okay, it is currently again 10:41 a.m. and this is P.O.C.